Hi, I'm Jean Atkinson, and today we're going to take a look at creating your social media content. It's one of the biggest things that I get asked by clients and marketers is actually they want to be on social media and engage with their audience, but they're not quite sure what they're supposed to be doing or saying or in what format that's supposed to be in. The first thing you really need to look at is what is your strategy. I know I always come back to this in my tutorials, but really you need to understand why you want to use social media and what the company wants to gain out of it. And ultimately you need to identify who your audience is, which platforms they're going to be on, really kind of what information are they wanting to find on social media. So that's a whole other kind of tutorial, but really it's about understanding your audience and actually generating content that they're going to be interested in. It may be as an organisation that you want to generate brand awareness. This is the major benefit for people on social media and one of the things they really want to achieve. Personally, I'm a big fan of engagement. So for example, on Facebook, like is an awareness tactic. Actually, something like sharing or posting something or retweeting it on Twitter is more to do with engaging people. It's getting them to do something. So it may be that you want to generate awareness or engagement. You might want to educate your buyers as to the product and service that your company offers. It could be that you want to convert some sales out there, try and do some lead generation stuff. It could be that you're looking to engage decision makers and influencers in the marketplace. You might want to influence PR specialists, or you might want to influence actually your competitors in a certain way in terms of putting information out there that might get them a bit nervous, might get them thinking that they're following rather than leading. Your influencers can be people you may not recognise initially, but are always sharing your content, and actually they have a big wide net of followers and other people engaging with them. It could be that you want to serve your existing customers, at which point it might be tech support, FAQs, things like that. And it could be the fact that you just want to support cross-selling and upselling activity. You could have a Twitter account and basically just want to tell people the rest of the stuff that you do and package things up and do bundle offerings and do bronze, gold and silver kind of strategy going on. So there's lots of different things you can do there. As I say, you may want to generate new leads through Twitter, which is quite difficult to do, but it can work as part of a bigger campaign. And a lot of people, especially services, want to establish expertise. They want to showcase that they're a specialist in their field, that their product is the best in the marketplace. Now, if you know what you want to achieve with your social media, then you're going to put content out there that matches it. Yeah, you're going to be able to select the kind of content, the message, the format, and you're going to be able to measure it accordingly. So to give you some ideas, the first thing you need to look at is your story. And basically everybody likes a good story. We like a backstory. We always get it on X Factor and all the reality shows. And people like to feel that they understand your motives as a business. So you're going to put across the brand values. It could be that you're an owner-managed business like myself, and I want to put across my story of how I got into marketing, how I ended up setting up my own business through Eden Marketing. So telling your story is a really big thing. And you know what? Get it on your website, put little bits of information out there in social media land, and get people to build up a rapport with you, a rapport with your organisation. It also differentiates you from your competition and really hopefully will help you to engage people and really have empathy towards the product or service that you're offering. So definitely delve further into storytelling. That's again a tutorial in itself. Video and photography is huge on social media. We want to see a visual, we want to see something that's moving, and you'll see this a lot in Facebook where videos just start rolling. You'll see a lot of people putting script over the top of them so you can actually subtitle them so people don't have to put the audio on. Listen, it's a great way of actually getting your brand out there. I obviously do tutorials and stuff, which is a different thing, but if I was to sit in front of a video and start to do something, you get to know me a little bit better. So video is great for showcasing your products and your services. It's great for showing your team members and their personality, the personality of the company. It makes you unique. I mean, don't get me wrong, on my website I've got some stock photography there that I've bought, but I've also mixed it up with photos like this of myself tutoring, and that balance of the two works quite nicely. It gets your personality across, it makes you unique, your website and your social media platforms unique. It showcases the skills and knowledge that you have, and ultimately you can even live stream, which I'll be thinking of doing at some point if I can kind of get the confidence to go out there and do something live. Then I'm going to give that a bash on Facebook in the next few months. Webinars and tutorials, they're really big for people like myself that do a lot of sharing of knowledge and specialisms. You want to become a specialist at what you do. So, creating your own YouTube channel, create recorded and live webinars to engage your audience. I do quite a lot of webinars with my clients. I have them all across the UK and some abroad. And, I bring people together on a quarterly basis. We blitz a topic, we discuss it. I answer questions on live stream through webinars such as GoToMeeting. And you know what, we record it and I put it up later on for them to just dib into if they want to. So definitely look at creating webinars. You can record them if you don't feel confident enough to do them live, and just get them out there and start using them. A great content, great things to tweet and to put on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, anything like that. Just get your message out there and point them in the direction of your channel. Research and data, we're all sat on it. We may have industry data, we may have data that you've primarily kind of commissioned yourself. And you know what? Share it. Share little tidbits of information out there. Showcase your specialism. Show people you're an expert. Show people how brilliant your product is compared to others. And really, at the end of the day, people can't argue with statistics and research data. It gives some kudos behind the products and service that you're talking about. And if you own that as well, if it's your primary research, that's even better. You can do a lot with that. Makes it proprietary to you. Now, what you have sometimes with research and data is the fact that, myself included, I'm more of a visual person, and I wouldn't really read reams and reams of data and analytical stats. What I like to see is maybe an infographic or a dashboard, some form of imagery where you can actually put the salient points across from your research and your data collection. Infographics are great for showcasing timelines. You're in business 100 years ago, show us some of the key points in time and put that up on social media, put it up on your website. So infographics are a really great tool. Another way of using them could be that you have processes in place that you want to show people the process of maybe ordering with you, or you may manufacture something. What's the process of that manufacture? So this one on the screen at the moment is about protecting your planet. Shows you some top tip ideas that you can do to do that. So again, great for turning top tips list into something that's a bit more visual. Definitely look at infographics. If you have something like Creative Suite, then there's lots of free Illustrator documents out there for infographics. Just type it into your search engine and you can download some really great stuff, so you don't have to start from scratch. Memes, these are fun. There's a lot of them out there. They're usually kind of adopting some cute kid, a cute dog, or there's a lot of kind of political stuff out there at the moment with Donald Trump and people like that. So, you can get on the back of real-time marketing, you can get on the back of hashtag trends by getting photos and funny imagery of people that's currently out there in the press, in the media, celebrities, politicians, things like that, and putting some kind of funny statement around that picture. I've given you here a couple of sites that will generate a meme for you, but they're fun, they make people laugh, and they do get shared quite a lot. So again, think about how you want to share with others. Guides and white papers are really great for business to business. They're great for technical information, for sharing knowledge, and they go beyond an ordinary blog post, which can get away with a paragraph or two. These are big kind of 10-page upwards of a white paper with some statistics and analytical data in there, as well as some thought-provoking information, guidance, top tips, things like that. Not so easy to put together. Tends to involve a bit of a team, but once you've done one and you know it's going to not go out of date too soon, then you can get a lot of exposure with it on social media, on your website. You can get people to sign up to actually download it and collect data. So they are worth doing if you're in the environment where there's a lot of information out there that you want to put and share with people in exchange for data. Social proofing is massive. It's still a big trend that people aren't taking control of at the moment from the marketing people that I meet, and really taking it seriously. The fact that, these reviews online now are really driving businesses, really driving people's decision-making process online. You can go onto something like Amazon and have two identical products, but you'll look at the reviews and you don't know these people from Adam, and you'll look at the reviews and you'll go for the one really that has 5 out of 5 instead of 3 out of 5. Maybe it has free delivery, maybe it's got I don't know, a kind of a different colour, a slightly different feature, it's a different supplier, they have a better rating than the other person. So social proofing is really big for e-commerce. It's also really big for business in general. We want to kind of hear what people's experience has been with you as an organisation, how you work, and it's really, really big. So do try and get people to kind of put forward testimonials for your business. Give them the opportunity to share the information that you're presenting and to provide feedback. Don't be scared of that. Lists are big. Lists are great for infographics, top 8 tips, top 10 ways of doing stuff, top 20 things to download. They're great. You just need to pick a topic, pick a number, and go for it. Get that out there on your website, on a blog, get it in infographic. You can do pretty much anything with it. You can do something like this where you're just talking people through the top 10 tips. So it's great for kind of repurposing and putting into different kind of guises. Case studies are huge in business-to-business marketplace. Testimonials, as I mentioned before, for social proofing. But a case study really takes you further in. What was the initial problem that the client had? Why did they choose you? What was their experience like with you? And actually, what was the outcome? And this gives somebody else, a prospective buyer, a feeling and understanding for how you do business and what that process is like. So do try and get a build-up of case studies. Get them out there on social media. Get them linking into your website and downloading them. Really great social content. Don't forget podcasts and interviews. They're still quite big. People tend to forget about them now, but there's still the radio shows that do the podcast. People are still listening to them. A lot of younger ones, the millennials that are out and about, really on the feet all the time, going out and sharing experiences with friends, and they're not in the house basically. They're there with the smartphone and their earphones in, actually listening to podcasts and interviews that are going on. It's a great way of learning and multitasking at the same time. So do look at interviewing some of your clients, do look at interviewing a specialist. Think about what kind of stuff you can create into a podcast and get it out there. If you want to go even further, you can look at self-publishing and eBooks, and it's all that knowledge and experience that you have. Okay, it takes time, but you know what? You can do a mini ebook and get it down there so people can download it. They can give you data, give you their email address. There may be a nominal fee for downloading the ebook. Anything that you think is really useful to people, you can actually wrap it up and put it on an ebook. Maybe even look at self-publishing. It's a bit of a bigger job, but obviously now there are a lot of websites where you can do self-publishing. You can print off anything from 1 copy to 1,000, and again build your reputation and kudos in the environment that you're working in. Ultimately, there's so much to talk about really with content. They are the main things that I would suggest you look at doing, but really think about what you've already got. I always say this to people. I'm not asking you to start from scratch. Repurpose your knowledge bank. Yeah, you've already got a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience. You've got leaflets out there, you've got a website, you've already started having a few conversations on social media. Take it and turn it into something else. Turn that blog into a webinar, turn your data into an infographic, turn your specialisms into top tips. You can repurpose your content over and over again. As long as it doesn't go out of date, pop it up a year later. Yeah, because although it's already been up once, actually new people visiting your site or actually going onto your YouTube channel or going into Facebook will not realise that was out 2 years ago, as long as it's relevant and up-to-date information. Hopefully you find that interesting. It just gives you a little insight into what's out there in terms of content for your social media and your website activity. I'm Jean Atkinson. I hope you've really enjoyed that today. Please do subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon. Thank you very much.